everybody. Thanks for coming back in and tuning in with me. This is Israel with Vel Can Cook. And today I'm going to create a dish for day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas for the swans of swimming. And it's going to be a hot spinach and shrimp dip. And so check it out. Stay tuned. That way you can see how I created this delectable dip, and hopefully you'll make it for yourself and you'll like it and enjoy it for you and your family. All right, stay tuned with me. That way we can go ahead and get this done, and I'll be back. So after I get through prepping everything, and the way you can see what I'm doing. All right, bye. Okay, guys, so I'm about to get started. Oh, my clothes looking all crazy. Okay, is cut up my veggies that are in my spinach dip, and I'm going to deshell and cut up my shrimp as well. And for all of y'all that say stuff to me when I'm making my dishes, I actually got gloves on. See, anytime that I deal with meat, I work with gloves, especially seafood. While I'm on here, that is, because while I'm at home, I just kind of do my thing. Okay. So the key to this is you chop up your garlic up pretty fine without cutting up my glove, that is. I won't be using onion in this, just garlic, because of the nature of the dish itself. I don't want the onion to be more overpowering than the flavor of the garlic, because that's what is supposed to be in the dish. Garlic. Also going to do the same thing with my jalapeno pepper. That's a part of this particular recipe. So I took a whole pepper, just cut it up like 3/4 of the way, and I'm going to julienne this. And then small dice. These gloves are kind of annoying. They're not true fit gloves. They're just a little bit big for my hands. Try to move through this pretty quickly, because I want to get some sleep. So I have a pretty emotional day tomorrow. We'll be burying a very close and dear family member. So, yeah. I'm not going to be up all night. Right, got my little jar. Gonna put that in there. save this for later. So, jalapeno pepper. We got our garlic. Now, for the shrimp. These are fresh shrimp. You can do it any way that you want if you decide to put seafood or shrimp into your spinach dip. It's totally optional. It's just that for this particular recipe, it called for that specifically. These are some pretty nice sized shrimp too. Pretty big shrimp. So I would happen to like these a lot. It's pretty large shrimp. And then before I cut these up on my board, I'm going to put down some parchment paper, because I cut up a lot of different, you know, vegetables and fruits and stuff up on my board, and I don't want the shrimp to contaminate that. And right now, actually, I have another cutting board. Yes, I do. I'll just get my other cutting board. Okay, see? Take your shells off. Put them in a separate spot. In your bowl. And you don't need a lot of shrimp either. You really don't. It's just enough to enhance the flavor. Unless you're making a lot of this, then yeah, you need a whole bag. But for this particular recipe, I think all I got is about 6 or 7 large shrimp. So now I'm about to go and dump these shells and rinse my shrimp off real good. Okay guys, so I got my other cutting board, and I'm going to now take out my shrimp and cut those up. They've been rinsed very well, cleaned very well, because I don't play dirty seafood. I think that's gross. Always make sure that they are totally deveined, and I've done that as well. Okay. So pretty much just cut them down the middle, and then just do a coarse chop. Nothing special or nothing like that. You just want to chop those pieces up. Oh, that's just the skin of the shrimp, okay. And then place this back. Yeah, that's just the skin. Place this back into your bowl. And repeat the process. That's like a, ew. So these are the bottom of the shrimp, has a line as well. So because I notice it, I'm cutting that line also. All right, I'll be back with you when I get through with this particular part of the preparation, and that way I can get started on how to put together my dip mixture. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, so what I'm about to do now is create a bechamel sauce, and all the bechamel sauce is basically is a flour butter mixture with a little bit of milk in order to cream it out. And it's a thickener. It's used to thicken your soup or certain dishes that you need a good thickener for. So we're about to create our bechamel. And our first step is to make sure that your pot or skillet is pretty hot. And then what you want to do is you want to add your butter. So you need about, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon or two of butter. A little more if you plan on making a thicker bechamel, I mean not thicker, but a larger bechamel. Now here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. For this particular recipe, I've decided to create a bechamel. Some recipes do call for a bechamel, some don't. The particular recipe that I'm creating today does call for a bechamel. So that's why I'm creating this sauce first. You want to make sure that that's good and hot. And then you're going to add your flour. Maybe a little bit more butter. You also want to make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees for this particular dish. Because after I go through the process of creating it and cooking it in the pot, I am then going to place it in my baking dish, and then I'm going to place it in the oven for like 15 to 20 minutes, just until my cheese gets good and melty and everything is cooked, you know, all together. So here we go. So now we got our butter to where it's clarified. I don't know if you can see that, but our butter is starting to separate from the solid, or you can start seeing the whey on top of the butter, and you can start seeing your clear butter underneath. That's your clarified butter. So now this is how we're going to do this. You're going to take your flour, and then you're going to put it into your pot or skillet, and you're just literally going to start stirring it around until it's well incorporated. Turn your fire down at this point because it will start to cook quickly. Starting to brown, and at the point, upon this time, you can start putting in your seasonings. So I'm going to be adding onion powder, some, oh, that's onion too. I meant garlic powder. Let me grab my garlic powder. I think I got, so, yeah. So I'm gonna throw in some of my garlic powder and my roux, some black pepper, and I'm also gonna, you know, add more of these seasonings towards the end when everything is mixed well together. And it's a little bit of my favorite jalapeno seasoning. Okay. See, now that it's cooked more, it's starting to kind of like dry out. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you can also add a little bit of salt in here too. And what I also do, I add in my garlic at this stage because I like it when my garlic is good and cooked, so it's not like chunky or chewy while it's in the dish itself, and it's not strong and overpowering. So I also add my garlic into this particular mixture. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, it smells so good, y'all. All of those seasonings with that garlic coming up from the pot. It smells really, really nice. And the reason why I'm cooking this now is because everything else after this is going to be either a liquid or the ingredients to incorporate everything, and it's going to be boiling down at that point. So I want, you know, the garlic to have just, you know, a little bit of crisp to it. Now remember, reduce your heat at this point. I have my heat on 2. Let this do its thing for like another minute. And then when I come back, I'm going to be adding my Alfredo sauce. So, all right, stay tuned. Oops, here we go. To increase my heat. And then we're going to add everything else. I'm going to add in the entire jar. Okay. And we're going to add in our 8 ounces. I'm going to put a little bit more in there though. Of cream cheese. You can put however many in there you want based on whatever the volume or the amount that you want to make. Stir all of that together. It smells so good, y'all. Okay, and what this is going to do, we're going to bring this to a boil. But first I'm going to add in a few more things. We're going to re-season this, so more onion powder. That's still onion. More garlic powder. More black pepper. I like to put a generous amount of black pepper because I just really like black pepper. And more jalapeno seasoning. And so now we also want to add some of our cheese. In this particular segment, I'm going to be using some Swiss Gruyere, mozzarella, Parmesan, and I'm going to leave a little bit in this bag because I'm going to use some of it to top it at the end. So I'm going to add, oops. We're going to add our cheese. This is a Parm mozzarella mix. So we're going to add some of that also. Parmesan. Oh, and I almost forgot my sour cream. And we're going to let this come to a nice simmer. And we're going to add our shrimp last because it doesn't take shrimp long to cook at all, and it'll be in this really, really hot mixture. So it's going to do great. And then now we're going to add our jalapenos. And our spinach. tiny bit of water. Just a tiny bit. Look at that. All right, and stay tuned. I will be back so that I can show you what it looks like after everything is well incorporated. All right. And this is the stage where we are going to add our shrimp. See, it's piping hot. The shrimp will definitely cook at this particular temperature, this amount of heat. And that's what you want. Don't want to make anybody sick. So, now we're going to add our shrimp. All of our shrimp. I'm trying to get it all out the container. And we're going to get us a good stir. Oh, that smells so good. Alright, so now what I'm about to do, because we got our shrimp in there now, all of our ingredients are included. We got a good boil on this. So now I'm going to grab my pans. I'm going to butter them. And that's important because it helps to make sure that everything doesn't just stick to it. So this is the one I'm going to be using when I showcase this later after it is cooked. And then I have a bigger one also for the remaining dip. Okay. So we're going to bring our greased glass pan, or casserole dish over. And we are going to take this. We're going to take this and we are going to, oops, excuse me, y'all. And we're going to pour this into our casserole dish. So I'm going to take our dip, pour it into there. And we're also going to pour some in this dish as well.
Okay. See that? So now, this one and this one, I'm going to add some more cheese that I had in the beginning. And some more of our parm. Alright, and that's it, y'all. So here is my hot shrimp and spinach dip, and this is for day 4 for the swimmers swimming, I think. I can't remember. So here's our day 4 dish for our 12 days of Christmas, and I'm going to place it in the oven at 350 for about 15 to 20 minutes until it is golden brown. All right, stay tuned, and I'll show you what it looks like, what the finished product looks like, and hopefully you'll like it. Oh, I almost forgot. Put a few of our jalapenos across the top. There we go. Now, there we go. So stay tuned, and I'll be back as soon as we have a beautiful finished hot spinach and shrimp dip. All right. All right, y'all. So I'm about to pull this out the oven. Ooh. All right. So there's one. And here's 2. That looks good too. Yum. See, I'm going to drain some of this grease off of it. You know, cheese is actually extremely greasy. So what y'all think? This is my shrimp, hot shrimp and spinach dip. I hope you like it. I'm also going to showcase this in a second as it's displayed. I like this. It smells so amazing in here, y'all. It really does. 1 second. All right, y'all. All right, so look at y'all. Look at my little setup. So this is it. This is my hot shrimp and spinach dip for the 12 days of Christmas. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And now I'm going to try one out. Zoom in a little bit. It looks delicious, doesn't it? So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Oops. Don't do that. Okay. So yeah, it's a little late, so I'm looking a little rough. But anyway, I'm going to try this out and see how we go. Okay, let's try to get this right. Trying to get, you know, like one of those. Yeah. Okay, so we're about to try this out. It's super hot. It just came out the oven. So here we go. Oh yeah. Pretty good. Thanks for tuning in. I really hope you like this. Make some for your family. Again, this is for the 12 days of Christmas. And this is our hot shrimp and spinach dip. All right, take care, God bless, and enjoy. Woo. Bruh.